Level 10 upgrade. Hey guys, today I am finally getting around to installing the new Traxxas XL-5 ESC. Now this one is a direct level up from the current one that is in Aurora here, which is the non-waterproof XL-5, the yellow one. Next up in the line of the XL-5 Traxxas models is this guy. So obviously it's the same stuff, just waterproof version. This was the one without LVD, and it's obviously not the low profile version. So if you guys are wondering, there is 4 different versions of the XL-5. You guys have the original one, which is right here. Then the one that came after it, the waterproof one. And then after this one was the low voltage detection version. The low voltage detection looks exactly like this, except there is a black band instead of a white one underneath the Traxxas logo. So if you look and it's black, then it has LVD. If it's white, then it doesn't. Basically how they tell those two apart. And then obviously the low profile one, which has LVD, does not have the heat sinks. I've had all 4 versions, and the only one I've ever had a problem with was the low profile one, which burnt out but long before. But when that guy is said, let's move on to the upgrade at hand. Let's get this installed. To start things off, what we're going to do is we're going to open up the waterproof receiver box, and to do that we're going to remove 4 screws. We have 2 for the wire tie, as well as we have 2 for the waterproof receiver box itself. With the 4 screws removed, we can now remove the wire tie as well as the receiver box cover. Now what we can do is we can come down here, find channel 2, which is this guy right here, and unplug the ESC from the receiver. And then with that done, we can just feed the wire right on out. With the ESC disconnected from the receiver, we can now move on to taking the ESC out. First off, what we're going to do is we're going to remove the 2 wires that connect to the motor, feed them through the shock tower, and then we can unscrew the 2 screws that hold the ESC in place. With the 2 screws removed, the ESC comes right off the plate. Now I can bring in the new ESC for a quick comparison before we install it. Now, as you guys can see, they look pretty much identical, aside of the fact that the waterproof one is blue and the non-waterproof one is yellow. As well as, if you guys look at the stickers, the Traxxas is a little more bold and doesn't have the waterproof, and that the blue background on the waterproof is red on the non-waterproof. Aside from that, they're identical in the electronics inside, except this has been bathed in silicone to become waterproof. Now, what this is going to do for stuff like performance? Nothing. Like I said, they're identical for components in the inside, so it's just gonna work the same. Just it's gonna be waterproof now. Also, a little story about this guy here. This ESC is originally off of Monster. When I first got him, when Drogan's ESC burnt out, the new ESC that we ordered was the LVD version of this. So we put that on Monster and gave this to Drogan. And when Monster got his new brushless system, the LVD went to Drogan because Devin started using lipos on Drogan, and I wanted him to have some form of LVD. So now Monster's original one is now going to Aurora. So we can get this out of the way. This will be going towards another RC that I have in the works. And we can now install this, which is as simple as before. What we're going to do is we're going to drop the ESC right in place, just like that. We're going to feed the wires through the shock tower, just like that. Plug it in to the motor, black to black, red to red, and then finish it off with them putting in the 2 screws that hold the ESC in place. Lastly, what we're going to do is we're going to plug the ESC into the receiver. And all we got to do is that we're going to take the wire, we're going to feed it through the receiver box, just like that. Pull it on through, and then plug it in to channel 2, which is right here. Alright, then we're going to just take the receiver box cover, put it into place just like that, screw in the 2 screws that hold it on, then I'm going to feed all the wires back in, take the wire tie, put that down, and then screw on the 2 screws that hold that in place. And then we are done with this upgrade. Here is before. And here is after, guys. Check it out. As you guys can see, it does change the appearance of the RC. Not by much, but the blue over the yellow, I'll have to admit, looks somewhat better than the yellow and the green. Do I wish I had a black ESC? Yes, I do. I wish Traxxas would make black waterproof, or black edition waterproof ESCs. That would be nice, but they don't. So, other than that, guys, like I said before, this will not give it much of a performance, but will give a +1 to its endurance. It will now be waterproof, making only one thing on this RC that is not waterproof, and that is that servo down there. That servo needs to go, not only because it's not waterproof, but it is over 17 years old. No, make that 18 years old. That's the original, that's one of the servos from Alpha when I put in that 2065. Oh no, was it 20? I can't remember right now. No, 2055. I think it was a 55 that I put in. But yeah, so this was originally Alpha's, so it's old. It doesn't work all that well. It needs to go. So what I'm going to do, obviously the Traxxas servos, not the cheapest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start actually saving up to upgrading the other ones to Savoxes. Savoxes are like, what, $10 more, and they're so much better. I love the Savoxes. The ones I have in Velocity, I love it. So I want to get more Savox servos. I can't complain about them. So I'm going to go with those guys. And then I'm just going to grandfather the Traxxas servos down to the new guys. I think that's probably one of the better ways to go with it. Saves money on expending servos that the gears break and the motors burn out easily. I've went through so many Traxxas servos, it's insane. But other than that, guys, this upgrade is now done. Looks a lot better. It's going to perform just the same as before, but it's going to be able to stand up to splash. Excuse me, I'm still a little sick, which is why I haven't made many videos lately, on top of a couple other things, which I will go in later. But, like I said, this will now be able to, I can actually run it out in the weather a little bit better. I'm still not going to until that ESC is waterproof. But, yes, so, guys, thanks for checking the video out. I'm sorry it's taking me so long to do this, but I'll get more into that at a different time. So, see you guys around. And that was Aurora's Level 10 upgrade.